Hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video where I'm going to try out the new brushes from Lethal Cosmetics. As you see, I have heaps here. It's not the entire collection. I just bought the brushes that I thought I would use the most and we're going to try them out today. I have a combination of face and eyes, so I am very excited. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm from the Netherlands, hence the accent. I'm also slightly orcish, relatively vintage. I love spooky stuff, makeup and being creative. And on that note, do you see that there? I made that. I did. I also have an art channel. The videos are online. And it is linked in the description box. Can we just focus on my face? Thank you very much. Let me explain some other things. The slightly orcish means that I'm green. I am a light to light medium warm-ish olive. And the relatively vintage means I am 46. Today I also have bags until my knees, apparently, but we're just going to try it out. I will list the makeup that I will use down below in the description box. For foundation, that's what I'm going to start. Well, I'm going to start with primer actually. And for foundation, I'm using my House Labs one that I've mixed with a little bit of white color corrector because it's too dark. I may have ordered a new shade on Black Friday. So let's hope that one fits a little bit better in winter. Let's start by showing you the brushes. So I have the 100 powder brush, which looks very nice actually. It feels nice and soft. It's a little bit of a denser one. And I'm very excited to try this. And I actually think that maybe I'll use this one for bronzer more. Then we have the 105 bronzer brush. And honestly, I think that I will love this to powder my face. But I'm not sure. But we are going to try it today as well. The brushes are all synthetic and they are also vegan, just saying. Then we have the 110 contour brush, which I will probably, maybe I will use this one for bronzer or blush. I'm not sure yet. We will see. Then we get the 115 blush brush, which is a small flame top brush, which I really do enjoy. I enjoy a flame top brush very much. Then we get the 120 foundation brush, and I'm very interested in this shape. So that's the first brush I'm going to try in just a minute. Then we have the 125 highlight fan brush. Now I'm not really into fan brushes, but I felt that this was just such an interesting shape that I really wanted to try it. Then we have a few eye brushes. I have the 200 diffusing brush, which is, well, a bigger diffusing brush. What can I say about it? Then we have the 205 angled shading brush. And then we have the 220 pencil brush. Now these brushes, the eye brushes, are all a little bit bigger. So for reference, I have the Cosmic brush set here as well. I have the what is it? I cannot read it. CB1, which is their basically blend brush. And here you can kind of see the difference in size. So it is a bigger one, but it's kind of loose, so I think it will be very nice to just put down, you know, the first layer, kind of like a transition shade. And we're going to try it all out today. I'm going to start though with priming my face. And the reason that I dab, usually I kind of spread it around, but the reason I'm dabbing it on right now is because I already did color correcting. Let's try the foundation brush. I'm actually quite curious. I really enjoy the shape as well. So let's see. I like the shape. I like the fact that it will just fit in the smaller parts of, you know, my face. You can kind of buff with it. If you can do that, you can also kind of paint your foundation on. I usually kind of paint it on first, and then I tap over it, or I grab my sponge. I like that you can be precise with this one. It was actually what I liked about the Morphe a lot, the brush that I sometimes use. But yeah, Morphe is not really considered cruelty-free, so I'm happy that I have a replacement. Okay, I am going to kind of go over it with a sponge a little. I always do that because I'm just not that proficient with a brush. And it will kind of, you know, get rid of any marks, any streaking. It looks to do a nice job putting on my foundation. It feels nice and soft. I don't have any pokey bits. So I can even tap out concealer with this if I want to, because I can get really into that corner, which I really like. So let's do cream contour. I have here the KKW stick, but it does not really matter. I'm just going to paint it on the face and then use the contour brush to smear it out. Works very well. Again, doesn't feel pokey. It feels nice. It's the right size for the shapes for me. Now my head isn't that big, but okay, I like it so far. Yes, then what else do we have? We have a blush brush, right? But that's, I think, more for powder blush. Yes, so I'll use that for powder blush. Let me grab a, do I want to do a cream blush? No, I don't want to do a cream blush. Then let's try the powder blush. I'm curious. I do need a different brush for underneath my eyes though. Okay, so I've set underneath my eyes. Let's go to the big powder brush now. I do like this brush, but I almost think that I would like it more to use actually as a bronzer. So I'm going to go to the bronzer brush. I'm going to use that to set my face, because I don't know, I prefer it if I have a little bit more of a flatter. Let's go to powder bronzer. And I think I'm actually going to use the big powder brush for this, because it's kind of like a dome shape, and it's the shape that I enjoy for bronzer. I like that, yes. Then I am going to go to the blush brush. What's the blush that we're going to use today? I'm going to grab one from Kaleidos. This is Joy Bright. Yes, let's go to the blush brush. Now, honestly, this, for what I actually prefer in a blush brush, is maybe a little bit too concentrated. So we will see. It picks up nicely. Oh no, it's actually quite nice. I usually prefer one that's a little bit more open, but it does work. And it doesn't pick up an insane amount, which I like. Now, we're not going to do the cold trend because it's cold enough outside as it is. So if I want to look like I'm cold, I'll just go outside. Then let's use the highlight brush. I'm going to go to a favorite of mine, which is no longer sold, but I'm going to use it anyway. And it's from Becca, and it's the Own Your Light. Let's see. I'm not well versed in, so I'm basically doing that and also that. I don't know how to use. I think maybe concentrate like this and then turn it kind of like that to feather it out a little. Oh, it does a nice job. Interesting. And I think that I could also use it to set underneath my eyes with a brush like this. Just saying. Okay, that is kind of the face stuff done. Let me add some more things, so brows and eye primer and all that, and then we will get into the eye brushes. It could be that I'll pull in some other brushes to finish off the look, but the palette I'm going to use today is the As the World Falls Down by Rebel Rouge Labs. This is a pretty neutrally palette, but I still really love it, and this is inspired by the movie Labyrinth. And we're going to use it today. I have been using it a little, so I already know how it works with my other brushes, but we will see. I have primed my eyes with the eye primer from Glam Shop. That is kind of a little bit green. If you're one of my pale orcs, then that is maybe something for you to check out. I'm going to start with the first brush, which was the 200, which is basically a transition shade brush. Why is everything creasing? I don't know. Let's go to Goblin Fruit, because I can. So I'm kind of not really swirling my brush in, but I'm just kind of moving it around, and it picks up nicely. So for first layer, I want a light layer anyway. So I tapped off my brush, and I'm just going to tap it on in the crease. That's nice. Let's see what happens when I kind of pick up a little bit more. Okay, oh, picks up quite a bit. Now it's a bigger brush, but for me, if I just want to have a transition shade, it's basically the correct shape. If you want to do detailed work, this is probably too big for you. I don't want it any bigger than this though, but that is for me personally. Okay, I'm going to go next to that slanted brush, the angled shading brush. And I am going to go to the shade, I don't know, let's go to Helping Hands. Because I can. I've not really used this shade yet, so. Again, it picks up nicely. Ooh, it deposits very well. Oh, this is a nice brush. So usually the slanted brushes that I have are a little bit more dense. But this one, it's bigger. But I kind of like it. That's what she said. And I can blend with this one because it's a little bit more fluffy but still slanted. Okay. Now because they are a little bit more open and a little bit more fluffy, they won't pick up as much as a brush that is denser. But if you're going to do just, you know, an everyday simple look, it's very, very quick. Very, very quick indeed. I'm going to go next to the pencil brush with the same color for underneath my eyes because I need a little bit more precision. Oh, this is so soft. And for me, I can use this to add a little bit more depth. Now they had other brushes, but I was not really interested in the other brushes that they had in line. I'm going to go actually to the black in this palette, just a little with this pencil brush. And as you can see, I can add detail with that. And it's even soft and kind of open and pointed enough to also blend it in the crease without pulling it up too high for me. Okay, I'm going to go back to the very, very first brush and I'm just going to blend all the layers together. Nice, nice, nice. So I basically did this with just these 3 brushes. Now it's not enough to finish off my eye makeup with, so I'm going to grab a different brush for my shimmers. This formula doesn't really need help with from a shimmer primer for the shine, but I am going to use a little bit to help it stick. So I'm using my Death and Candy Custom Creations gel base that I basically put on the back of my hand and then work my brush in and I tap that on my eyelids. Then I'm going to go, I'm going to use the shimmers Ludo and this one which is called the Babe. Those 2 I'm going to use. So I'm going to start with Ludo, I think. I'm just putting that in the inner eye part area. Now again, this is not a brush from Lethal that I'm using. A very pretty shade. I'm very much enjoying this palette actually. Okay, then the other shade is the Babe. Let's see if I can clean the brush that I used with the black with some ISO clean. Because I kind of want to use that in the inner corner as well, this brush at least. I'm going to go to the lightest shade in this palette, which is called Crystal Ball. Let's see how it performs as an inner corner brush. Oh, it does nice work. So it picks up matte shadows well and it picks up shimmers well. Cleaning the brush again, and I'm going to go back to the black matte. Let me finish off the eyes and I'll be right back and give you my opinion on the brushes. So I finished everything off. I kind of tight lined with a black eye pencil from V Cosmetics, and in my waterline I put her purple Lilith liner. Falsies are from Unearthly. And the lippy is from Colourpop. It's just a tint lip crayon in Cherry Picking. So yeah, but let me go over the brushes and what I think of them. So overall the brushes feel very, very soft. They do pick up product nicely and they're also relatively easy to clean. So even though I've used them, and yeah, you can see that some still have powder on them, but for instance this one, the foundation brush, I actually cleaned very, very quickly with ISO clean. Now I detest washing brushes, just so you know, so that I can get them pretty clean with just ISO clean and then just, you know, rubbing them back and forth on a microfiber cloth, I'm very happy with. I do think that I will at least use the face brushes a little bit differently. So the foundation brush, yes, I will use for foundation. And I think that is very, very nice. I love the shape of this. I love the fact that it's very, very soft, that it doesn't poke me in the face. And yeah, going to keep on trying it out, but so far I really enjoy the foundation brush. Let's go to the big powder brush. I like this one as well, but not necessarily for setting my face, because this is just not the shape that I use for setting my face. I can, but I actually prefer the flat one, which is for something else. But what I will use this for is probably bronzer. And then just blend it out. And again, it feels very nice and soft. And it blended beautifully. Then we have I think this is the bronzer brush. Yeah, this I will use to set my face with, because I just really enjoy this shape. I can use it for bronzer, but I just prefer a different style of brush for that. That's why I will probably use the big brush for that though. You don't have to use the brush as they kind of intended, if you understand my meaning. The blush brush actually surprised me, because usually I use flame top brushes for blush, but ones that are bigger. And this one deposited nicely and blended nicely. And a lot of the time when I have a brush that's kind of smaller and concentrated like this, I feel like I cannot really blend out my blush, but I could. Will I use this often for blush? I don't know, but I'm going to keep on trying it. Then let's go to this one, which I actually used for cream contour, and I can also use this for cream blush. I can use this for cream bronzer, whatever I want. Because they are synthetic brushes, you can use them for creams and powders interchangeably. You have to kind of clean them up in between, but you can. I really like the shape of this. Now I have another one like this from Unearthly Cosmetics that I actually use a lot for a cream blush. But this one worked very nicely. I could blend it easily and I could clean it very easily, which I really enjoy. So I really like this brush as well. The fan brush kind of surprised me, because I'm not a fan of fan brushes. But this was such an interesting shape that I was like, I want to try it. Now you can kind of see that it is a little bit more open as well, right? So I have actually one of the flat brushes. Where do I have it? From Sigma. This one. But I don't really like this brush. The reason for that is I feel it's too dense, and I also feel that the curve here is not flat enough to basically go like this for me. This one I'm very impressed by actually. And theoretically you could also use it for eyeshadow, to do a wash, a light wash. Maybe it's a little bit too big, but you can. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by this brush. Then the eye brushes, they picked up product very well. Again, not as much instantly as my real haired brushes do, and the real haired ones that I have are from Refer, and they pick up a lot instantly. It's just the nature of the bristle, but these are very nice. So the thing that I love about actually this one, well, all of them, is that they are fluffy, they're open. That means that they can kind of pick up product a little bit better, but I could control it easily. So if I just dabbed lightly, I had a light layer on my brush. If I dabbed a little bit more firmly, and I'm very light-handed with my eyeshadows, but if I just dabbed a little bit more firmly, or kind of like this in the pan, it picked up very nice amount. I actually like the fact that even though the bristles are longer, it doesn't feel like it is flimsy. I like that it is open, and I like the shape. So it's not or at least for me, not completely round almost. Do you see that it has kind of... And I don't know if that is what they intended, or if it is just the way that my brush is, but it looks like it's a little bit slanted, more slanted on one side than the other, which is very nice for crease work. And I think that the placement was very nice. The blend was nice. It's a bigger brush, but still it's for my eye shape. It's actually a nice shape and a nice size to do the transition shade with, and that went very quickly. Then we have the slanted one, and as I said, when I was using it, this one surprised me because it's a little bit more open. Again, a little bit more open, so I almost want to say focused on blendability as well. And this for me is the perfect height. So it's the perfect height if I put it here and then swipe like that for my eye shape. It's the perfect height of the darker shadow that I then want to do. And I could very easily blend with this. I like that it is a little bit more open and diffused. So it just places the shadow a little bit more wide, if that makes any sense. For upper lid work, this is amazing. For me, for bottom lid, it's too wide. But that is okay. I really like this brush as well. And then the other one, yeah, the pencil brush. What I like most about this pencil brush, first off, again, it's very, very soft. But it's also a little bit longer and a little bit more open. So not only is it a brush that I can very easily use in my inner corner, and it's soft enough for that, I can also use it underneath my eyes, and I can blend out and place shadow in the crease. So let me kind of see if I have something to compare it by. Yeah, so here I have three kind of comparisons. So this is, the middle one is from Unearthly. This is actually one of my favorite brushes from Nabla, which comes in a set. And as you can see, the one from Nabla is a little bit bigger. However, it does function the same way. Also for reference, I have the Refer 13 here, so you can kind of see the shapes. But this one functions like these. So it's a little bit more open than the one from Unearthly. It's also, because of that, it's a little bit softer and it picks up product very, very nicely to deposit in my inner corner. And then if I still want to blend, it's a little bit denser than the one from Nabla and the one from Refer, but it functions the exact same way. And I can still very, very easily blend with it. I can be precise. This is such a nice brush, and I would not be surprised if I order more from these. What I also think is that they will work very, very well, especially the eye brushes with their formula, because they are almost focused on blendability a little bit more. And I do want to try them with their formula as well. But I just wanted to play with a formula that I knew I loved, and I have used with different brushes as well. So do you need the brushes? No, but if you're looking for brushes, especially if you are in Europe and if you want nice quality vegan synthetic brushes, then these can definitely be for you. You can buy them in a set. You can also buy them separately. I just bought the ones that I wanted. I do have a discount code with Lethal as well if you want to save 10%. And I will link down below where you can find the brushes. But yeah, let me know if you got any. Let me know if you got any. I am very, very happy that I purchased the ones that I did. And there's definitely some that I want more of. So for instance, from the eye brushes, I could very well see myself repurchasing these three just to have a little bit more of these brushes, because I really, really enjoy them. I really do. And that was it for today's video. Let me know if it was helpful. Let me know if you got the brushes. Let me know if you want the brushes. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I am going to keep on testing these though, and give you my final thoughts in another video. But yeah, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I am going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.